Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and welcome back to another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. The 49ers had a resounding win over the Arizona Cardinals, but did give up back-to-back touchdown drives, with one being a 99-yard drive. There's been a lot of chatter coming out of the game about the defense, so we're going to dive into Dell's Football Academy. First, I want to say thank you to our Patreon supporters. You are the bedrock of this channel. So the defense started out playing really well, holding the Cardinals on several drives. One big part of that is Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw have been Dyson vacuums, picking up everything. I actually really like the design of Arizona's screen pass here. It's a variation on a basic concept. They're going to run double basic routes with a wheel route. Why this is good design is that the way the 49ers play their 3-zone, the flat defender has to match the wheel route. It's why teams run this, because the basic route will be matched by the outside corner and you have the wheel route on a flat player. Even though this is a screen pass, what it does is will work to clear out that side of the field, then go after it with a screen. But that changes when you have Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner as your linebackers, who can run down just about anything. Then we're going to see how we played Dobbs in the run game. In slight sidebar, you'll notice how we're in press man here. There's been this narrative I've seen floating around that the 49ers haven't played press man. It's just not true if you watch the film. One thing I saw from the Cardinals game against the Cowboys was how poorly Dallas accounted for Dobbs in the run game. Here, the Cardinals are going to run this play we've seen around the league. It's actually the play Trey Lance broke his ankle on, but it's a counter Trey option. You pull the guard and tackle to lead around, and you read the defensive end. Bosa stays home, so Dobbs is going to keep it. It's pretty obvious that these guys were on the same page for if they saw this play. Normally, you'd expect Hufanga to be the force defender and look for outside contain, and Greenlaw would fill inside. But Hufanga is going to work to stay inside, while Greenlaw works over the top. Really, Dobbs has running numbers inside, but he sees the flash of color from Hufanga and cuts outside, where Greenlaw is able to run him down. Alright, then we're going to see the first not so good. Again, there's this idea that we didn't play press man. Well, it's third down and we're in press man, and the Cardinals are going to come with the old mesh concept. It's been used to beat press man for decades now, and you see why. Oliver gets picked on the cross traffic, and we give up a completion for a first down. If you're going to press on these, you better be able to jam that receiver hard and disrupt the timing on this. We've been susceptible to these types of plays in man. But back to the good. We're going to be in our Palms coverage here, which is cover 4 that can convert to cover 2 depending on the release of the number 2 receiver. Arizona is running a couple zone beaters, a smash concept, which is good against cover 2. On the other side, they have a dagger concept, which can work good against a number of zone coverages. This is where you have the marriage of coverage and pass rush. The soft coverage takes away anything deep, not giving up the explosive play, and Javon Hargrave gets good pressure. Late in the play with Dobbs rolling out, you see they turn the poster out loose and it was wide open. From the end zone, you're going to see Hargrave work. This is where sacks don't tell the whole story. We're trying to run a stunt with Hargrave and Farrell. This is to free up Farrell. Hargrave will attack the outside shoulder of the guard and try and occupy the tackle and the guard to free up Farrell inside. Arizona picks it up well with a line slide, but look at Hargrave just burst through the double and force Dobbs out for the short throw. Back on another drive, we'll see how the 49ers were able to, for the most part, keep the Cardinals' running game in check by eating up their assignments. Something you can do if you head over to whiteoakpastures.com/JD49 and check out some amazing protein options. If you saw or listened to Will Harris, who's the owner of White Oak Pastures Farms, on the Joe Rogan Experience, you heard him talk all about how he transformed his 6th generation farm back to the way it was run about 80 years ago. using animal impact and traditional methods to raise healthy, sustainable meat. From grass-fed and grass-finished beef and bull to pasture-raised, forage-fed pork, pasture-raised poultry, grass-fed lamb, you have all sorts of healthier options to add to your plate. And I'm not just an affiliate, I'm a customer. I just got a big delivery of products from White Oak Pastures, and it's everything you'd hope for. I got some ground chuck for tasty burgers on the grill and a bunch of steaks and roasts, and one of my favorite products is their pasture pork leaf lard. I know this sounds crazy because of how it's perceived, but pasture pork lard is one of the healthiest foods available. It was actually ranked 7th out of 1,000 foods by nutritionists for health benefits. It's got a fatty acid profile as good as olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, but contains higher levels of vitamin E and is one of the best sources of vitamin D. And you can get your own 16-ounce jar at whiteoakpastures.com. I'm also really excited to smoke their Packer brisket. It's an 8-pound brisket, perfect for the barbecue, and you can get yours today for less than $85. Check out whiteoakpastures.com/JD49 and use coupon code JD49 to get $20 off any orders of $150 or more. But here the Cardinals are trying to run a counter lead where you'll have down blocks, bring the tackle to kick out, and then the tight end to lead up in the hole. This is where San Francisco linebackers are just different. Dre Greenlaw is going to get to the point of attack, and Fred Warner slips under the block to make the tackle. But the play that really allowed Arizona to score on this drive was a pass interference call that allowed a first down on 3rd and 4, again against press man coverage. But overall, the defense did play the run well. Here, the Cardinals are going to run a sweep option. They'll pull the center and guard to lead around, while have Dobbs in a quarterback option. Hufanga is what's called the force defender. He has to be the defender that forces the play back inside, and he does a fantastic job, setting the edge and forcing the run back. If we run it back though, check out the pursuit by Javon Hargrave. This guy has been a big time addition to the defense. There's been a lot of talk about how only Bosa and Hargrave have been productive in the pass rush. Check out Armstead destroy the guard and force an incomplete pass. On 3rd and 20 though, we get a nice play from Fred Warner. We're in cover 3 zone here and actually like the design from Arizona. The Cardinals are going to clear out one side with a streak, then they'll come with a dagger concept, with a post paired with a dig or deep in. The way we play our cover 3, Fred Warner is tasked with matching any deep route crossing the field. You'll see Fred match the deep post. That's just how you draw it up. There's not a lot of linebackers that can match that route that well. Some of what we saw was over-aggressiveness by the defense, like they were trying to jump stuff. Bear in mind, this is after the Cardinals ran a fake punt deep inside their own territory and time is winding down in the first half. It's 3rd and 2. We're in cover 3 zone and the Cardinals are running a variation on a smash concept. In Kyle's system, he calls this banner, where they have a corner route paired with a choice out China, where it'll look like a quick out, then break back in. We cover this pretty well and you see Lenore try and jump on what he thinks is a quick out. He loses vision on the receiver who breaks back into the vacated spot and gets a conversion for a first down. It's fine to be aggressive, but you've got to be sure of what you're attacking. From the end zone, you'll see how the coverage bust allowed Dobbs to get the ball out against a nice pass rush by Nick Bosa. Then on 3rd and 9, Amory Thomas gets beat on a double move. We're in cover 3 Mabel here, which if you watch the channel is something you're familiar with. It's a matching cover 3 zone to the 3 receiver side, with the backside corner being in man, usually bump and run, and the flat defender tasked with matching the number 2 receiver. Arizona's going to run a stutter and go, where it'll look like a curl but then go deep. Not sure what Thomas is thinking here. They need 9 yards for a first down, and you have to understand that. The guy is faking like he's running a 7-yard curl. They need to get to the 40-yard line. but he ends up giving up the deep shot. You gotta play the situation, not just the man. Then Thomas plays the coverage poorly and we give up a touchdown. So I put it on Twitter that I felt this touchdown wasn't on Thomas, but after watching the film, yeah, it was. We're in cover 2 zone here and the Cardinals are running a smash concept. It's a good call versus this coverage. It puts Thomas in a stretch. But again, understand the situation. 28 seconds left in the half, make them earn every yard to the end zone. Thomas drives on the quick out, leaving an open throwing window. What you want to see there is for him to gain depth, force a layered throw deeper in the end zone and give Hufanga time to close. Really, you'd like to force a shorter throw and then rally to the tackle. The offensive play caller won on this one. Don't make it a big win. We then give up a 99-yard touchdown drive, but we also need to bear in mind, Arizona converted 2 third downs on the drive with this play. Personally, I am not a fan of this play. By converting, they end up getting a big shot down the field. Like the play Fred covered well earlier, I like the design here. We're in cover 3 Mabel again, and they're going to clear out one side and come with a dagger concept. What makes it really good design is the eye candy. They're going to pull a guard and make this look like a quarterback counter action away from where they're going to throw it. Like I said earlier, Fred is tasked with matching this route across the field. The quarterback action will draw Fred's eyes and movement opposite the post route, so by the time he recognizes the pass, they've got a wide receiver behind him. Good design, but that one is on All-Pro Fred, something I'm sure he'd say as well. He played it great the first time, not so much the second. This sets up the Cardinals deep in 49ers territory and they get a touchdown. So I'll add this caveat, I'm not in the meeting rooms for exactly what the plan was here. I'm assuming what happened here, but in a goal-to-go situation like this, there are particulars of the game plan that I'm not privy to. But it looks like we're having a matching type of zone here. To the 2 receiver side, you're running a triangle coverage to keep 3 over 2. Ward will match the number 1, and Burks will match anything vertical or inside from the number 2, with Hufanga covering anything outside from the number 2. On the other side, it's similar. Fred will match anything vertical or inside, and same with Greenlaw, with Gibson as the vertical or outside help. Arizona is going to clear out with the number 3 and then come with a now route. Dre just gets beat inside. That's a tough assignment for a linebacker, but it's one they expect him to make. But back to pressure. They were getting more than you'd think. Sometimes Dobbs was just making some real nice throws. Bosa nearly gets a sack, but Dobbs is going to throw a perfect strike where only his guy can get it. Then again, see Javon Hargrave beat his man, get pressure, and hit Dobbs just as he throws it, but again, he puts the ball in perfect position, just enough for a first down. Those 2 plays, the defense played really well, good coverage, good rush, just a nails throw by Dobbs under intense pressure. But on a day when Christian McCaffrey has 3 rushing touchdowns, we have to talk about the run game. This is a split zone. It's going to look like your wide zone, but your linemen invite over pursuit by the defensive line, and you bring Willie Snead across to kick out the end man, and McCaffrey will read the A gap to outside. Kittle has a great block here. He takes his man down the line, and McCaffrey is in easily for the touchdown. Then we're going to throw in another chunk gain. This is the counter tray. You'll have down blocks and pull Banks and Williams to lead around. It's so fun watching McCaffrey run the ball, but my favorite thing may be how 34 for the Cardinals wants no part of Trent Williams. Then we score another touchdown, and you're going to see how so much of this offense is about tying things together. So we're running a swing pass with McCaffrey, and this is what I mean by so much of the drop back passing game ties into what we like to do in the run game. While this is a pass, Bill Walsh used to say a swing pass is just an extended handoff. This is an extended handoff. Think of it like this. You're getting down blocks from the wide receivers and kickout blocks from Juice and Brendel for McCaffrey to run up this lane. How this ties in is the defense can't jump on this stuff because we're giving the same look we give on one of our most common drop back passes, where we'll run a spot concept and have a lead blocker like a swing pass, with Ayuk running a backside slant, sometimes a basic route, sometimes a curl. We'd run it earlier in this drive, actually. Because this all looks the same, the defense is slower to react to the swing pass, and then this is just fun to watch McCaffrey as he's just a special player. Then we'll look at another chunk gain in the run. I've said before how well McCaffrey fits in with this run scheme, and so I will showcase it when it's there. We're running our wide zone, the absolute bedrock of this offense, the basis for everything. I just love how CMC operates the scheme. Gibbs always pushed. It's about timing. Third step for the running back is the read step. Fifth step is the cut step. Here at the third step, you see how the line played it front side. With the zone blocking rules, the linemen are taught to then drive these guys down the line, and Burford will move to the second level. He's seeing this on his third step, so he's on time on his fifth step. We haven't always had that from some running backs drafted in the third round. Then he slides in behind McKivitz to get the chunk gain, but this is just how you draw these runs up with the zone rules and coach your running back to operate this. This is as good as Terrell Davis operated this wide zone scheme. Then he gets his third touchdown on another split zone. You're seeing how this isn't a gap run, meaning that the running back doesn't have a predetermined gap to run in. It requires your running back to be able to read sequentially from one point to another and make decisions in the blink of an eye. He picks the right hole. His vision as running back is incredible. So there was some good, some not so good from the defense, and the run game was fantastic as always. And right now it's hard to see McCaffrey not being Offensive Player of the Year, and truly deserves to be in the conversation for Most Valuable Player. We have a huge matchup coming up against our 90s rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. They're on paper the most talented team the 49ers have faced so far and will be a big test on the biggest stage. So let's all make our game day nachos, smoke your brisket, grill your burgers, and cheer on the team to a victory. Here's to looking forward to a victory breakdown next week. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.